hello, hello. Alrighty, let's get myself organised. Alright, we have got some cards for the week, and whoever turns up, oh, let me know in the chat who I've got. Hello, 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 hello. Hey Deborah, how are you, lovely? How's everyone been travelling this week? This last week? I've been travelling this last week, that's for sure. Okay, I'm going to shuffle the cards. It has been an interesting week. Okay, so what is coming up collectively is that karmic stuff is coming up. Who's driving? Who's driving? Oh, do you know, it's really annoying. I never see the... Oh, it's Julie. Hey, Julie. Hey, Jenna. How are you? Okay. Hi, Leanne. Welcome, welcome. Nice to meet you all. Alrighty. I'm sort of going between the two. So what's been going on this week? This last week? Right. So this last week has been really quite interesting, is the fact that what is starting to show up and present to us coming into this eclipse season is old karmic cycles are coming up. And actually where it's been working through this last week is it's about our sense of self-worth, self-love. It feels like, as I'm sort of channeling and tuning in, is as I read the energies, is what's going through this eclipse season is stuff's coming up to present to us so that we can quickly work through it. So I want to say, like, this eclipse season is going to fast track us through lots of I'm hearing the word timelines. All right, so let me start. Let's get this back into this. They're showing me all these messages. I'm trying to decipher them, you know, in a way. Right, so these next few weeks, what's going to present to us is different areas of our life wheel, okay, that is up for change and transformation. And a lot of it is going to be karmic cycles, okay? So the overall arcing banner is that we're working through karmic cycles, but it's going to go through different areas of our life wheel. So it's going to go through what's coming up at the moment is our relationship to ourself. So our self-love, our self-worth, our beliefs, our boundaries, what we will and won't tolerate. It's all in that underlining arc of this area. So it's what we will and won't tolerate, our self-love, our self-worth. I know for a few clients that I've been working on today, where this is really sitting with them is time and value, right? Their self-worth is playing out in where are they leaking energy, where are they leaking their time, where is people asking too much of somebody and it's not balanced. So, you know, when we want change in our life, the areas, when we want change, what shows up is where the change needs to happen, if that makes sense. So sometimes this is like Course in Miracles stuff. So when we want to put out a prayer, where we want to manifest, where we want to make change in our life, where is actually presented back to us, that mirror that comes back to us, that trigger that comes back to us, is where we need to do the work, if that makes sense. So say, for instance, you know, you want to make change in your finances, you want to make change in your business, right? You want to create something. What will actually show back is not the doorway for that opportunity, it's the doorway that's blocking that opportunity. That is what's going to show up first. So it's the doorway that is blocking you rather than the open doorway. Because when you address that open doorway, then that is the blocked doorway, then the doorway starts to open. So if we use time as an example, what will come up is, I want to create more money in my business, I want to create more freedom, I want to, you know, make some changes. What will show you is where, and it will be time coming up, or your self-worth, that is creating those blocks. if that makes sense. So if it was your health, for instance, so say for instance your karmic cycle is your self-sabotage, your karmic cycle is health, what is going to show up, right? And this actually showed up for me last week when I was in Melbourne, was I want to make change, but my self-sabotage I know is always my health. So what happened last week? I got sick in Melbourne, right? The old migraine came back. So what was showing me is, you know, I want to move forward, but actually what was blocking me was this, and that's what I need to look at and address. So let's see what everyone is saying. Morning, Penny. Okay, Deborah's good. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull 3 cards because not everybody can show up live. So at least they get to see the replay. Do you know, I can't see anybody's comments. Let me just get rid of that. Oh, Cara's here. Hey, Cara. I emailed you back, lovey. Okay, right, let's pull the 3 cards. And of course, I've pulled the Akashic Tarot. So whenever I know the Akashic Tarots come out, I know that we're working through karmic cycles at the moment. So if you, there we go. If you don't know what karmic cycles are, so I actually posted a reel about that today. Karmic cycles is something that keeps happening in your life. So it doesn't matter how many times that you look to heal it, how many healing sessions you book, and then you say, oh, you know, it's another layer, everything has onions. No, it's karma. It's a karmic cycle. And yes, 100% you can break that karmic cycle, but you need to understand what the karmic cycle is and whether you've got any oaths, vows, contracts, commitments, promises, obligations. That's very much tied into karmic cycles. I've worked through people with karmic lifetimes. You know, you come back and you play a different game on the chessboard with a different with the same person as such, the same soul, but you play different positions on the chessboard, right? So that's a karmic life. You can have karmic soulmates. That's an interesting one to work with. You can have karmic twin flames. That's another one that's very, very interesting to work through. So you can have karmic lifetimes, you can have karmic patterns, you can have karmic cycles, lots of different things that are karmic. Karmic means the cause, the law, working through the law of cause and effect. And a lot of us at this time that are living this lifetime, we are here to clear karmic debt. We are here to clear the karmic patterns that are presenting. So have a think on what karmic cycles are being presented to you at this moment in time, but also remembering this conversation that we're having over this eclipse season. So the eclipse season really does bring light to the shadow. That's really what it is. Mercury, the retrogrades do that as well, and the full moons do that too. But when the eclipses start to get involved, this is where we can start to really see things in a different way. But also it gives us the opportunity, because we're using that eclipse energy that's available to us, to actually make deep shifts and transformations. Now, you could be a person that sees this and goes, oh my God, seriously. Or you could be a person that goes, right, bring it on. Let's make the changes. And then, because at the end of this eclipse season, I'm not going to be the same person going into eclipse as I'm coming out. So I'm going to ride the tides, and I'm going to use this energy and see what's presented to make those shifts and changes. So it's proactive rather than reactive. So that's really how you want to go about this next period over the next, I see 6 to 8 weeks for people. Okay, so you know, we are in that last quarter of the year, so really start to use that quarter to your benefit. I feel like I need to say some things. So we're in September at this moment in time. So energetically, what's going on is deep collective change. And then October, life changes, and your belief systems will be tested. This is all the stuff that I was picking up at the beginning of the year. And in November, Mercury goes into retrograde. Creativity and tech stuff goes a bit astray. So November, when Mercury's in retrograde again, we are looking at being paused, time standing still for us to look at making other shifts and changes. So basically, we've got really lots of doorways of opportunities over these next 3 months to make big shifts and changes and transformations in your life. Okay, so let me just get the Penji out. Okay, is this card number 1 for this week? Yeah, card number 2, card number 3, and this is the bonus card. Okay, so we had 4 cards that flipped out. So we've got 1, 2, 3, that's 4. Okay, so I've got to do this round the other way. That's card 1, that's 2, that's 3. Back to front. Okay, I'm just going to check because I have that card as reversed. Is this card meant to be reversed? No, it's meant to be upright. Okay, all right. Very interesting. Okay, let me know in the chat. I've got 8 of you watching. Are you going to be card number 1, card number 2, or card number 3? I would invite you to listen to all the cards because they will resonate on some level. And also, it's really quite interesting listening to cards of the week. I sort of read all the cards because I know that there's different family members and different relationships that will also would pick one of these cards. So it's quite interesting to see what's going on in other people's worlds and life, especially if they are connected to you. And then we've got the bonus card as well. All right, so let me know. Oh, some of you are already jumping in. Julie's number 2. Okay, Jenna's number 3. Penny is 2. Oh, 2's popular today. Oh, well, I'm going to pick card number 3. So that's, I know I can see it, but that's what I'm feeling through my body. Okay, and because I'm feeling it through the body, I feel it on an emotional level. Hi, Annie, how are you? Okay, Deborah's 1. You're 3, like me. Kara's number 2. Okay, great. All right, so interesting enough, Julie and I were talking about this card on the weekend, and it is the 2 of Scrolls. So it's 2 worlds. So with this card, it's really quite interesting. So this is card number 1. So being in 2 worlds, it's a foot in one camp and a foot in the other, right? So with this card, right, sometimes it's like some days that you're feeling that you're on top of the world and you're making good progress, and the next day you can wake up and you feel like you've been pulled back 5 steps. So it's like that old saying, 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. But with you, as I'm tuning in to whoever's card number 1, it's like 5 steps forward, 10 steps back. And I feel this is actually, as I'm tuning into it, I feel that this is very much on an emotional level for people. Okay. Okay, I'm just tuning in a bit more. What am I seeing with this card? Okay, let me turn it around the other way. So with this card, as I look at it, is that she's looking into the fire and she's looking at, oh, this is hard work. Whatever I'm working through at the moment, whatever I'm experiencing, whatever my soul growth, evolution, but it's emotional for you, right? Is that you're always looking into the fire. And what she's missing is, as you look at the picture, is that she's got all the money on the table and there's the gold on the table, but what she's doing is she's creating the fire, the hazard, the hard work, the drama, the heat, the anger, anything along those sort of lines, is that she's tapped into that rather than looking at the pennies of wisdom and the gold that's on the table. So what I want you to do this week is to help your own healing and growth, is to not focus on the heat, not to focus on the drama, not to focus on the emotions, but to look in a different direction. Now, what could that direction be? Money on the table that you're missing. So, I think for everybody, what I'm seeing is that journaling really comes to mind. Is where am I missing this pot of gold? What am I because it's on the emotional body, I'm just tuning in a bit more where I can help and serve you. What am I missing? What am I missing? What am I not seeing? So I would start to journal, and right at the top of your journal, what am I not seeing? What am I not seeing here? Why am I being trapped into the emotional struggle? What emotions are they? Why am I focusing on the emotional and I'm not seeing the spiritual? So I would top of your journal, what am I not seeing? Why am I focusing more on this emotional, and why am I not seeing the spiritual reason? So you're not seeing it from a higher perspective of what you're working through at this moment in time. Okay, let me just tune in a bit more. And it goes back to that old saying of, how is this happening for me rather than to me? And I think as a healing, so I think the journaling comes first. And I think the healing is, I'm just seeing in bold letters, is the forgiveness. So going in and, with the complementary meditations and going in and doing a forgiveness prayer or a forgiveness practice, and just really allowing those emotions that you're feeling to release from you. Because I think you're so focused on the emotions of what's going on, or you're not allowing the emotions to come up, or they might come up this week. Okay, so we, just so you know. So if you come across something, you get a trigger or an emotional pang hits, okay, then get curious. Okay, that's my emotion, it's come up. Okay, rather than focusing on the emotion, and if there's drama around it, look at the gold on the table. Okay, what am I not seeing? And asking that question, journaling on that. And then once you've come to, and the realization of how is this happening for me than to me, then you would do the forgiveness healing. So I'll give you an example, right, to make it easy. Say, for instance, something has happened in the last week around your self-worth, self-love, okay, or you might be experiencing it this week. If a trigger comes up and you get, okay, I'm feeling less than, I'm feeling hurt, I'm feeling rejected, I'm feeling this, right? So you're tapping into emotion. So you're going to write the emotion down, okay? And then you're going to get curious. Why is this causing me emotion? Okay, what am I not seeing? What's the money on the table? Okay, what's the money on the table is, this needs to be looked at, this needs to be addressed, this, and this. I need to forgive myself, and then go and do the forgiveness meditation. In all fairness, something for me along these lines, although I picked card number 3, that this came up for me this morning. And I thought, that's interesting. And I got curious. So I looked at the money on the table. How is this working for me rather than to me? Did some reflection time. And then I did some energy clearing around that. But, I know some of you are healers and you can do this work yourself, but some of you are going through the self-healing journey. So that's why I say, okay, this comes up, do the journaling, get curious, because the journaling gives you the awareness. And then once you're aware, that's the realization and the lesson, then you can do the forgiveness and the clearing from it as well. So that's card number 1. Hey, Brody. Card number 2 is that one. So card number 2 is the King of Keys. Okay, King of Keys. So when I see this, right, card, I get quite excited because I get the saying, eyes on the prize, eyes on the prize. So keep your focus ahead. Don't look at the distractions. So, he's out riding his horse, he's moving forward, his head is high, he's proud as punch. So this week, don't look at any distractions, because I keep getting drawn to the castle, right? So this week, don't be off looking, eyes on the prize, straight ahead of you. Don't look either way. Don't look at the castle. Don't look at maybe all the housework that needs doing, all the stuff around you that's going to take you off track. So if you've set some intentions this week, I feel for some of you, you've actually set some intentions this week that you're going to do this, you're going to do that, going to do this, going to do that, right? So you've probably already mentally, on a Monday, we set those intentions, we set those goals, all right? Or if you haven't set any intentions or goals, do that. Set your intentions and the goals and eyes on the prize, and do not allow the self-sabotage to take you off your plane and track of thought. So say, for instance, I'll give you an example. If you have decided that this week you're going to book yourself in for a healing session, or you're going to do some self-development work, or you're going to go and get yourself a facial, or you're going to give yourself some time, all right, because we've got this self-love, self-nurturing stuff going on, right? So it's all about you this week, right? When you set that intentions, what will come up? You know, and I was saying that when you set something in target, then sometimes the doors that block you show up first. So it could be all the housework stuff. It could be family members that need you. It could be this, it could be that, all coming at you, right? The self-sabotage, the blocks, the karmic cycles could be coming towards you. I feel for this, it's like an embodiment of you saying, eyes on the prize, Claire, eyes on the prize. This is what I've set the intention to do, and I'm going to follow through it, come hell or high water, right? Because what that can do is, say for instance, eyes on the prize, I'm going for a facial, all right, or I'm going for my healing session, right? And then your daughter comes to you and says, can you have the kids? Or can you help me out financially? Or can this happen? Or something that happens in the house and you need to spend time on the house to do something, right? Say for instance, right? So what always happens with you is that you let yourself down. You let yourself down and you put something else in front of you, right? Because you're a beautiful soul. Now, that's the karmic cycle. I know that this is resonating with a lot of you. So that's the karmic cycle. To break that cycle, you have to take action and not allow it to be put in front of you, all right? So you've got to keep your eyes on the prize. Now, it doesn't matter, you can do the healing, all right? We can do the karmic cycle and we do the clearing, but what also happens is you need to break that cycle. And I think this week is going to be a cycle breaker for you. So be aware, all right? The word that's coming through is you are not being selfish. You are not being selfish. You're breaking a karmic cycle, and this is what's showing up for you. Bloody good cards. Okay, card number 3. So I'm card number 3 this week, and I love this. I love the willow. So the willow, all of you know how I love trees, especially the oak tree. But I love the willow tree because the willow tree is all about going with the flow, and because obviously we've got the water here and the river. And actually, I think I sent through to everybody in the email list the Tree of Life healing. So it's up in the guide section, the Tree of Life healing. And it's also, okay, so I need to do that as well. I actually did it. When did I send it out? Maybe it was last week, maybe it was last Monday or the Monday before. I sent it out through email. Was the Tree of Life meditation. It's in the guide section. It's on my YouTube channel as well. So if you've picked card number 3, go and do the Tree of Life healing. I'll drop it in below after the live. But this card is just so beautiful. What I get from this card this week is like a lot of grace, energy of grace. So this week, I want you to, when you're presented with stuff, obviously you're going to do the Tree of Life healing, I want you to like place your hand on your heart and just say, you know, grace, I'm full of grace, I'm full of grace. I think it's just tapping into that lovely, graceful energy that is going to help you to bend and adapt to situations that are presenting you. So it's like, yeah, I'm tapping into the energy of grace, because actually when I do my healings, I actually work through the law of grace, mercy and compassion. And grace is a beautiful energy. Caroline Myss has written a whole book on working through grace. And actually I was reading in the archetype books that when she understands the shadows of different archetypes, that it is grace. What are you learning? Grace is about what you're learning. But if you learn through the element of grace, the energy of grace, or the law of grace, right, you do see things in a different light. You see things through understanding and compassion and grace and mercy, rather than hardship and struggle. So this week, you know, look at working through the law of grace, and also going about and doing this tree of life healing, because what it does, it actually brings in, I actually channel and I bring in one of your Akashic record books with something that you need to let go of. So it's a beautiful, beautiful healing. So that's card number 3 this week, where what you're being guided to and advised to do. Okay, the bonus card. Okay, what we're coming to at the end, this is a great card. So I feel like, okay, so if you're card number 1, that's what you need to look at. If you're card number 2, that's what you look at. Card number 3, that's the healing that you're going to look at. And the bonus at the end of doing your inner work is this bird's nest. No, you're not going to have any more babies, Jenna. You're all good. So this bird's nest card is beautiful, because you see mama bird giving her chicks, but it's actually all about growth and expansion. So whether that is, so forces is all about energy, right? So it's your soul's evolution. So, you know, this week, this is great advice. Let's do it rather than just listen to it. Let's take action. You know, I'm all for, okay, so I am going to sit down this afternoon. I'm going to have a cup of tea. I'm going to go and sit in the sunshine, get my vitamin D, because it's been bloody cold in Melbourne. So I need my sunshine up here. And I'm going to go and do my tree of life healing, because at the end it's all about expansion and growth. Tubes are well and truly tied. Yeah. I had someone say to me, oh, any plan? I think I was having a doctor's appointment, and they said to me, oh, and I was like, that's not going to happen because I've had a hysterectomy. No babies here. Door shut. But this is a beautiful card. It is all about the bird's nest. So it's about growth and expansion. So whatever you want your growth and expansion to be, that's going to be happening for you. You know, I love doing the cards of the week, but I love doing it with a spin of how this is going to actually help you. You know, it's great to have guidance, but I think the guidance, along with clarity on what you could be doing to empower yourself and heal yourself and move forward, is really absolutely bloody priceless, if I can say that. Okay, right, whoever's here, I've got, you know, a bit of time for you. Who would like a card? I have the beautiful butterfly cards and the Rebecca Campbell Work Your Light. So, you know, although we're working through karma, we've got very much the light energies, you know, higher dimensions. So when I work with these cards, I always feel it's very angelic. I feel it's very light beings that are there to support us. So really connecting in with your angels and your light beings this week for helping you to clear these karmic cycles. Pick for me. Okay, so Deborah, let's do one of each for you. Okay, let me get myself organised so I don't get myself in a tiz. Okay, can we have a card for Deborah, please? What do you like? There you are. That's that one. Put that on there, Claire. Keep some sort of order. Okay. Okay, this one for Deborah. Yeah, this one for Deborah. Yeah. Okay, let's see what we've got. Oh, lovely. Okay, Deborah, your first card is transformation. You're going through transformation. I actually feel for you, you're actually going through a bit of a rebirth. So transformation, things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. But I'm hearing at the end of that, deep healing required, What was your card for this week? So deep healing required for this transformation, but you are going through a rebirth, but a metamorphosis. Okay, let's have a look. Be true to you. So beautiful pink flower. So I think it's really about surrounding yourself with love and compassion and really giving yourself time to do this healing this week. Okay, so I want you to pop in the chat, when are you going to do your healing? What card were you this week? Just as a matter of okay, you were number 1, so it's that 2 worlds. So that was that journaling and that forgiveness. Be true to you. Okay, I'm going to read the Be True to You card, because that's going to help you with your transformation. Keep your brain in gear, Claire. Okay, be true to you. You drew this card because of an inner conflict. You're struggling to make a decision about your next actions. You worry whether following your desired path is the right choice and how doing so will impact others. The answer is that you must be true to yourself. Any path where you are compromising your vision will put you out of sync with the rhythms of success, health, and happiness. Of course, you never do anything to harm another person or ignore his or her needs. However, you can't harm or ignore yourself either. As you are truly happy, you automatically lift up those around you. You also become a role model for your followers. I feel it's a good role model for your. Have you got granddaughters? And it's a good role model for those around you. You also become a good role model for those people following you because you're following your inner truth. Additional meaning: be assertive, speak your truth, and stand up for your beliefs. Accept and enjoy your unique qualities. Be creative and free-spirited. Don't always be swayed by outside pressure. Okay, that's your cards for this week. Oh, you have 2 granddaughters. Okay, so be the way shower for your granddaughters. Okay, who's next? Oh, Deborah. Okay, Annie, a light card, please, Claire, of course. I haven't used Rebecca Campbell's light cards for a while. There we go. Let me just check. Is this one for Annie? Yes. Okay. Share your voice. Come out of the cave. Persecution. Expression. There you go. Look, we've got the Egypt pyramids in the background. Wow. So I feel for you this week, it might be for you to look at Egyptian and the persecution of you hiding. So sort of witch wound stuff, but based around ancient Egypt, where you feel, I feel as I tune into that, there's like a part of your soul where your soul needs to go through a soul retrieval. So it's like stuck somewhere, and it's ancient in Egypt, and it needs to go back out into the light, cleansed and cleared, and then just brought forward. So sometimes part of your soul hasn't passed over. So for some reason, what they're showing me with you is that this soul being trapped and hasn't gone to the light is because in Egypt you didn't travel. Oh God, what's it called? The afterlife. So for some reason you haven't traveled through into the afterlife to come back through, and it's got the energy of shame and guilt around it. Of being seen, but also seen, heard. Okay, so I'm tuning in, just scanning it and seeing what else is there. And it's, I keep hearing the word forgotten. I've been forgotten. I've been left behind. So it feels like you need to go back, collect her, send her to the light, let her go through, and then come back to you. But she is I know it's about visibility and coming out of the cave, but it's actually about her voice. You actually need her voice. Because she has got special gifts that she wants to present you with as such. So it's like you want her coding to be able to use that in this lifetime, if that makes sense. You're probably getting all the tingles from that. Okay, Leanne. Any card? Let's have a butterfly card for you. I feel like you're a butterfly lady. Okay, let's just tune into Leanne. There we go. All right, we've got a few cards here. Let me just check. Okay, is this card for Leanne? No. Okay. Is this card for Leanne? Yeah. This one? No. Okay. Just making sure that that middle card was coming out. Okay, let me just check. Is this card for Leanne? Yeah. Okay, so I've knocked that card. So Leanne, actually, this card's come out for you, the Two Worlds. I don't know which card number that you actually picked. So this one's coming out. So listen to that card of the week. And then parental care is coming through. Parental care. So do you have to look after your parents, or do you have children that you are spending a lot of time nurturing and taking care of, which is stopping you from, I want to say growing, but it feels I keep hearing the word spreading your wings. It feels like you're trapped and you can't spread your wings, and it's actually building up emotion, resentment. So I don't know if that makes sense to you, but it feels like to be able to like spread your wings, you need to look at clearing deep-rooted resentments. And as I'm feeling it, it's like in here. So I don't know if you're struggling with gut issues, with digestion issues, with heartburn, anything along those lines, but I feel like there's like uncomfortableness really there. I just want to see, because you're here, I can tune in and see what you're saying. Okay, that's Annie. Okay, you got children. So Leanne, are you doing absolutely everything for them? Yeah, well done, Annie. Okay, let me read the parental, where's my book gone? That's interesting. Parental care for you. So I'd love you to think this week, how can you give back to yourself, Leanne? Okay, this card indicates that the parent-child roles have reversed and you are now involved in the caretaking of your folks. Okay, but it's your children. Okay, so it says, how do you balance your own health and comfort? You drew this card because it's saying about aging parents weighing on you. But obviously it's about your children, and you are guided to ask for help and support from others. Just reading it. Okay, additional meaning, caring for a friend or a relative. Okay, it says here, and I'm being guided to this part, loving someone does not require you to be a superhero or to wreck yourself for them. Love takes everyone's highest good into account, including your own. Okay, I'm going to pull you another card a Rebecca Campbell light. Okay. Let's see what else. Okay. Okay. The initiation card. I like this card. Okay. Rite of passage, crossing the threshold. Okay. So got straight to it. I like the initiation card because it means that you're going through like growth and change. So are your kids of a certain age where they're moving, you know, from, I don't know, maybe junior school to high school, or maybe they're leaving school? You know, it feels like they're going to go through a transition. So they're going through an initiation. Some of the most sacred initiation chambers and temples look scary from the outside, but are breathtakingly beautiful on the inside. This represents the journey that the soul is required to take to reach somewhere sacred, but only the initiated can enter. Perhaps that's where you are right now. You are being tested, initiated, because you are headed somewhere sacred. Initiations require that we cross the threshold from one world or state into the next, which makes sense with that. We are called to face what scares us and have to be willing to lose it all in order to gain a new way of being, of safety or security, of depth, of meaning. Initiation, like rites of passage, mark the shift from one age to the next and can take place because of emotional turmoil, so that the emotional, great loss, grief, devastation. But it is through the seeming hardship of our heart. When it cracks open, our spirit is invested to step forward. We take the sacred voyage into more of who we are and who we came here to be. And it can be painful and scary, but once we begin the journey, we can be more ourselves than ever before. If you are in the middle of an initiation right now, you will get through it, and one day soon you will bless the thing that broke you down and cracked you open, because the world needs you open. You are going somewhere sacred, and it will be worth it, and you are closer than you think. And it's telling you to cross the threshold, to move forward and not to hold back. Okay, let me put those cards back. Okay, Cara, let's have a light card for you, my love. Oh, Penny's been seeing butterfly cards all week. Okay, Cara. Oh, there we are, Cara. Deep replenishment, my friend. Deep replenishment. Retreat, rest, and be held. That's interesting with the email that you sent me. Has everyone seen what I've pinned to the top of today? Is that Brisbane, I am holding a day retreat for you on the Sunday the 20th of October. So if you want to be involved in the day retreat with me, then can you put #me in the comments, so that I can put you on the list to have the information sent. So thank you, Cara, for dropping that one in, and I have taken action on organising something. So yes, I'm putting something together for my Brisbane. So if you're Gold Coast, Sunshine Coast, Brisbane, I'm putting together a day retreat for you all. But yeah, your card is deep replenishment. Retreat, rest, and be held. Okay, so I'm going to read that out for you, and then work along that with your card of the week as well. Okay, I always find her cards difficult to tune into. Okay, deep replenishment. What number are you? Deep replenishment, 64. 64. The most selfless thing you can do is to fill up your own inner well. When we are running around half filled, we subconsciously look to the things and people around us to give us the nourishment and nurturing that we so deeply crave. Nothing can grow in barren lands. You are no good to anyone if you're running on empty. The feminine is bountiful, fertile, and rich. Tend to your own well and watch as the amount you have to give multiplies. Your inner well isn't full. If you find yourself craving things from the outside world to fill it, this is our body's instinctive way of reaching for the grounding and nurturing that we are not allowing ourselves. So what nourishes you? What refuels your body? What is nectar for your soul? What brings you back to life? What is your secret medicine? What makes you feel abundant and fertile, overspilling with life? It may be gardening, arranging flowers, getting a massage, using luxurious essential oils, snuggling up on the couch, hiking, sipping good coffee at your favourite cafe, attending a women's circle, there you go, reading about sacred sites, spontaneous bike rides, walking along the beach, or some yin yoga. What nourishes you is your medicine. When you give yourself the medicine that you need to be here, you are nourished, you are nourishing all those around you, and therefore you are more than and there is more of you to go around. So do something that deeply replenishes you today. Lovely card. Okay, Penny wants a butterfly. Let's have Penny's. There's 4. Okay, let's just see. Is it this card? Yeah, for Penny. This card? No. This card? Yes. This card? No. Okay, so 2 cards have come out, and we have new career. All right, but I wouldn't say that is a completely new career, right? But I think that's a positive. And the one is courage as well. So courage for change, for growth. Yeah, I think that's just really, really exciting, considering, you know, we've started working together. But yeah, makes perfect sense. So things are changing, right? Things are changing. You're being shown, but you're being also shown to cultivate that courage. So with anything, right, you know, when we're learning, I know you're theta healing, so we learn the different virtues. So you really want to be downloading from Creator, the Creator's definition of courage, and your definition of courage is the same, and really cultivating those virtues of courage. Because what happens is, right, you can download, and I use the Robin Coventry book. So Robin Coventry, woman, theta healer, she created, I'll show you it tomorrow when we're on our call. She created a book that has got all the different virtues from Creator, right? So it's not a one and done with courage. There's certain virtues that we have to keep downloading ourselves at every up level. So I think that's what is being shown with you, is that, you know, from comfort zone into stretch zone, we've got to cultivate that courage. So keep downloading yourself this courage, right? I call it, you've heard me say, I get the heebie-jeebies when I know that I'm being stretched, and I go, oh. So what I do is I'm like, courage, 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 pull on my Bridget Jones pants and download myself with courage so I can move forward, And I think this is what you're going to be stepping into because of this expansion and growth. Okay. Hey, Jenna, you want some guidance? Let's give you a light card, I think. Oh, my dogs are barking in the garden, kangaroos. Okay, can we have some guidance for Jenna, please? Okay, 2 cards have come out, and I feel like, are they both cards? Yeah. So I think for you, you're actually, so one of the cards is the ever unfolding rose, cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. So I think you're going through a bit of a testing time at this moment, and I feel that there's quite a lot of mental decisions. Shall I be doing this? Shall I be doing that? Is this the right decision? Is that the right decision? It feels really, there's a lot of stimulation going on in your brain. It's all on the mental body, right? And I think what's happening for you is that the universe is realigning you. So it's, sometimes it can make it can be a shitstorm, right? But it's also the universe's way of rearranging you and realigning you. So sometimes things are being pulled from you, and sometimes you are being pushed into a direction, right? And I think this is what's going on for you at this moment in time. But I think also what's happening is you've got this sisterhood of the rose, beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. I think you're going through a big spiritual awakening, and I think you're going through decisions of I keep saying a bit like what happened to me, right? And I feel that I think you need to cultivate your I feel like you need to cultivate your intuition, and go more on a spiritual journey, if that makes sense. Now, you know, you've got this priestess, this mystic, this teacher. You know, I feel like you need to, I think you need a support team around you, a support crew, right? And you've got that here within this group. So please come in. Don't dip your toe in and then move back, and dip your toe in and move back. Like, commit and be in the group. And you know, there's a lot of stuff here that we can help you along your path. But I actually feel that you're going through quite big spiritual upgrades and awakenings. And you're making decisions, or you're wanting to make decisions that sometimes doesn't necessarily make sense. So yeah, I think you've got to get out of your head and get into your heart and trust where you're being placed. Are you moving? Are you moving homes, or are you deciding to move? But I feel like you need to. I feel like you need to shift and change, and that wouldn't be a bad thing. That wouldn't be a bad thing, because I feel like you're very supported, but you need to move. You need to move. You need to move and not stay stuck. Okay, good, Deborah. That's resonating with you. Okay. Annie, yes, Egypt's always around you. Okay. Hashtag me for Cara and Deborah. Okay, good. Oh, you're connected with Julie tonight. You need the virtue of courage, yeah. Okay, relationship struggles. Okay, so that's karmic. That's karmic. Is it Jenna, is it like a repeating cycle? Like same situation, different person, same situation, different person. Yeah. Maybe not aligning on the same path. Yeah, okay. So it's not necessarily moving home, but it's just moving on. Yeah. Okay. So this week, Jenna, really start to think on where, rather than just putting along. No, same bickering. Yeah. Feel like an old married couple, yeah. So it's not exciting anymore. I'm a very old married couple. But you got to bring excitement back in, right? But that also, like, relationships are an interesting one, because relationships is you've got a relationship, partnerships, marriage, whatever, is an extension of what you already are. It doesn't replace who you are, if that makes sense. So what can I look of, you know, being with my husband for over 26 years. So I mean, I'm very, very lucky that I've changed and grown a lot, and bless Andrew, he's just gone with the flow with it, right? So it is having that relationship where you can, because women do change and evolve a lot more than what men do, in all fairness. um, um, because we have children, right? Or we're the caretakers. So, you know, having that partner where you can still express yourself, find yourself, evolve yourself, but also have that partner that is gonna grow and evolve with you, right? I always remember when I was a Saturday girl, right? And you'll get this because you're a hairdresser as well. But I was working as a Saturday girl, and the woman that owned the shop, I now look back on it, she was a real wise woman, and I really listened to her conversations that she had with her clients. So she was the nail girl, I was doing the shampooing, right? And I was always listening to her. Her name was Judith, and she said to this girl once, you know, everyone needs three husbands. And I looked and I thought, that's interesting. And she said, you know, the first husband is all about the fun, or the first boyfriend, your first real love or whatever. It's all about fun, going out, enjoying yourself, etc. The second one is the one that you want to have your children with. So he needs to be, you know, ideally financially stable, you know, a great dad and whatever. And she said, you know, and then your third husband is someone that you want to be able to grow old with and have a companion. And I sat there and I was listening to her, because she did have three husbands, right? And I was listening to her and I was thinking, well, why can't you have that in all of them? And at 13, that's what I would say. I'd be like, God, she's interesting. Why can't you have that with all of them? Well, you can. You can. But it's being able to give yourself that space to grow and evolve, but also allowing them to have that space to grow and evolve. And sometimes, you know, we do need space from one another, okay, to be able to go through that shifting. And over the next number of weeks, we are, like, you're going through a shift, he'll be going through a shift. But it's working through relationships where, you know, maybe even there's a really great relationship therapist in Mornington, Mount Eliza. Her name's Joy. I can't think of her surname. I can if you want to know her details, just send me a PM and I'll flick it over to you. But she's great when it comes to relationships, and sometimes just a couple of sessions with a relationship expert can actually make the world of difference. 100%. I know one of my other private clients that she's gone and had a few sessions with Joy, and she said it was a game changer. It really was. So sometimes it's not it's not a bad thing to reach out for help and support. Okay, totally. And I'm not who I am when we met. Yeah, that's right. You can be a bitch sometimes. Yeah, and you know what? Where I look back at my stage of life, you know, when I was pretty much living next door to you, right? And you're not probably far off that age with your children as well, with the amount that you do and you give to people, right? We've led very similar paths, right? And do you not think it's weird that we pretty much lived next door to each other? We were neighbours. The being the bitch that I could be, and I wasn't particularly nice to the kids at times, was because I gave so much to everybody else that I never gave to myself. And I think that might be something that is there for you, but you're looking at it as in the relationship dynamics, but actually the outside world is a reflection of how you are on the inside, right? So if he's mirroring back, or you're bickering, or you know things aren't great, and there's friction, right? Where are you creating friction within yourself? Okay, are you being loving and kind to yourself? Because sometimes what we're doing is externally We want the loving and the kindness to come from our relationship, our partner, our intimate partner. But actually, it's nothing about that. It needs to come from you. You need to do it for yourself, because it's like whenever I work with people that actually want to bring in their soulmate, or they want to improve their marriage and their relationships, like from a healing point of view, is the fact that one, you might not know how to have a healthy relationship if you've grown up in a family where you haven't seen the masculine and the feminine dynamics, you know, in a healthy way. Okay, that could be one thing. The other thing can be from a situation of not giving to yourself first, and then sometimes we're looking for external love, but actually external love, someone will only love you and respect you to the same vibration, to the same level as you love and respect yourself. I'm going to say that again. You'll only get external love in the same energy frequency, the same level as you love yourself, right? So sometimes if things haven't worked out the way that I thought, okay, that's interesting, that person hasn't done this, and this. Not that I want them to do that, but I'm looking at things on a different level, and I'm like, okay, what's going on there? Why am I not feeling supported in this? Why am I not feeling nurtured in this? Now, it's got nothing to do with them, okay? They're just mirroring back where I'm blocking the love within inside me. So if I say, okay, so-and-so's not supporting me, it's not their fault. Where am I not supporting myself? Where am I not having my back? So therefore I make the changes within me, what needs to be changed, and then what will happen is it will change within them. I can 100% align to that completely, because when I went on this healing journey, I was trying to change the world around me. I was trying to change other people. Why are you not this? Why are you not that? Do this, do that, blah, 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 blah. And all that did was it bred resentment and anger, and therefore it led to ill health and burnout for me. When I started going on the healing journey and I was doing all this healing stuff, right, I wasn't doing it. I just felt wonderful, right? I kept feeling really, really good about myself. I wasn't doing it because I wanted to change my relationship with my husband or my kids or my parents or anything like that. I just loved doing it for me. It was like, oh, I can be a little bit selfish, but I feel friggin' amazing, right? But what happened was, the biggest shock was, the more that I felt good about myself, the more the things started to change and evolve, then everything started to change and evolve around me. So, you know, great clients were coming in, people that respected my boundaries, respecting my worth, and everything started to shift around me. My relationship started to change. Obviously, I still kept my husband. He was a keeper, right? But everything started to shift and change and evolve. So, you know, I know you said that you've changed a lot, but sometimes what happens is, because you change a lot, some people aren't always meant to be around us. But I have a feeling for you that even just speaking with Joy and actually having some healing on what a healthy relationship and dynamic and marriage is, I think that could be quite key. Because I think for you is that whether the relationship stays or whether it ends, this might come up again, this might come up again, because it's not about the relationship, it's about changing your belief system, your emotions, your subconscious programming in a relationship, if that makes sense. Okay. All right. Okay. I don't think anyone else is here. Okay, and I've got a few of you saying yes to the retreat day. Perfect. I will put you on the list. Anyone's watching this on the replay, just put hashtag me, or just send me a text or a DM to say that you want to be put in on the retreat day. All right, okay, I've still got some people. I don't think anyone's commenting, or I might be missing it, because sometimes I don't see them all. Let me just tune in on my phone just to make sure I haven't missed anybody. And then I will be back. I'll be back on Wednesday, just to let everybody know. On Wednesday is Unleashing Prosperity, our group program. Oh, someone's ringing me. I'm just going to tune in just to see if anybody. Okay, I've got a lot more comments than I thought. Just turn that down. Okay, I don't think I can see any more. All right, so I'll be back Wednesday for channeled healing, and Unleashing Prosperity group program is on Wednesday, 7 a.m. I think that's all about I needed to say. But yeah, anyway, there you go. I'll drop the links to the different healings so that you can see that for everybody. So the Tree of Life and the forgiveness. But yeah, have an awesome week. Stay safe, stay well. And, you know, when things come up, just take it as, okay, you're being shown what needs to be shifted, healed, and changed for your own soul growth and evolution. So sending you lots of love and blessings, and I will see you all on Wednesday. Ciao for now.